Hello, fellow CEOs. Welcome back to the Streamline CEO podcast. Today, I have the privilege of sharing with you the power of business retreats. More specifically, a recap of the retreat I attended here in early October 2024. I did do a previous episode on business retreats. It was a little more generalized as to what you get from retreats, but this one is going to be more specifically what I learned from this most recent one. Okay, all the way down to a lot of the little details. So this retreat was actually in Columbus, Ohio. Yes, I live in Ohio, so I got to drive to this retreat instead of fly, which I'm not a huge fan of flying, so I'm totally down with driving. This one was with Holly Haynes, who is a business strategist. She is the owner of Holly Marie Haynes, but also the Crush the Rush podcast. So if you haven't listened to that, totally go check her out. She's phenomenal. And I've been working with Holly for about a year, just for some context here. And so you should totally go check out her podcast and anything she has going on. All right, now back to this specific retreat. This was a retreat that was 3 full days of awesomeness. Okay, we made brunch together. We had a fun photo shoot. We have a ton of B-roll we can use now. We got to mastermind in Holly's living room. This one took place at her house with the whole group, okay, everyone that was there. And we got so many solutions to the challenges that each person was facing, of course, me included. Oh man, I was so pumped after this retreat. And so this retreat was so beneficial to me because of where I'm actually at in my business. Okay. So I'm at capacity. What is the best way for me to scale into 2025 without being the bottleneck of my own business? And guess what? I walked away with my answer. And I also walked away with some fun new connections as to how to really actually implement and execute on my actual plan that I walked away with, right? That answer. And so I'm going to share with you some of the key takeaways and the things that I learned. And so I've got to say something about the women that actually attend these retreats. Holly attracts some of the most amazing, awesome women. And every single one of them felt comfortable to be transparent and honest in order to get to the solutions to their challenges. Okay. And that was me included. I have always felt pretty comfortable, which is pretty awesome. And so I now have a group of women that I get to have in my referral network, which is amazing because 90% of my clients actually come from referrals. And so having that continuing to expand my network is huge. And so one of the biggest takeaways that I had was that you can get so much done in 3 days without, okay, this is serious, without feeling like you were just drenched with a fire hose. Who has attended different events, conferences, retreats, whatever, and you feel like you left with some answers, but no way to actually implement it. There was no plan. So you felt like you were drenched with a fire hose. Okay. I have definitely attended some of these things. And so I absolutely love that this is very different. I know Holly tries really, really hard with her team to make sure that this is the case. And so she does really good with structuring these things. Okay. And so there's plenty of time to rest, explore, connect, learn, and take action. Okay. And so I had the privilege of talking with one of Holly's team members. Her name is Madeline. She's the CEO and content creator of Mad Savvy Creative. She is one that does the amazing B-roll that she at the retreat. So like we get to really be present. And let me tell you, it's so helpful because we get all that B-roll too that we get to use in our own businesses after the fact. And so Madeline has her own agency and I got to pick her brain twice. Okay. 2 times within this retreat as to how to scale my business or my agency more specifically to the next level because I was at capacity, right? I'm at capacity currently. I kind of have a wait list, things like that as I'm recording this. And so how to actually structure like my offers, what team to bring on, ways to figure out how to like charge different things, etc. And all while sitting on Holly's back porch the first time. And then the second time was literally in her kitchen at the bar, like it was, you were just at home. And so I really felt like a kid on Christmas with the one-on-one time I was able to have with her. And so that's like was super, super powerful. And I was just so excited. Like I felt so special. And so if you're looking for someone to capture your retreats or your events, you can hit up Madeline with Mad Savvy Creative. She's located in Washington in the US. And so she's not local to Ohio, but she travels. I know that because I follow her on Instagram and she is always all over the place creating some amazing behind the scenes videos and different things like that. So she also has a full marketing agency if you're looking for something like that to support you. And you can connect with her by, down below in the show notes, and her Instagram is down there as well. So go ahead and connect with her. Even if you're not looking for content creation, like done for you, she drops a whole bunch of other fun things as well. And so there were so many fun activities that we did while we were at this retreat too. And one of the ones that I thought was really interesting that I've never really seen, especially for a business retreat, was cooking together. Okay, this one kind of threw me for a loop. That was the icebreaker activity, but it was so much fun and the food was so good. Like, you gotta trust each other. And it was the icebreaker one where we hadn't really met each other like super in depth, right? And we trusted each other with each other's cooking. we did have some we had some instructors helping us, right? But that was it was good. It was delicious. And we also got to have Erin Bridgman talk to us about our money and the numbers. And during this session, I have to give her a huge shout out because I wasn't able to ignore the problems that were in front of me. I had come to this retreat with the intent to figure out how to scale my agency and create more profit while also still serving my people, right? My clients. And so I had a huge wake-up call during this session, but I walked away with a few adjustments that I need to make in order to scale. And actually, a little side note, I actually just signed up to work with her privately because I loved her vibe. I love that she made it fun, but she also was like, oh my gosh, like the numbers, like we're looking at data. And I thought that was really cool. Holly does the same thing too. She really looks at the numbers and the data and what makes sense for you personally. And so I'm excited to also throw that in there and talk to her more. But there's some more things that happened at this retreat. This is a side note. There's always like a ton of food, like a ton. Like, we were stuffed, a bunch of snacks and desserts. And so just to say, like, if you ever attended a retreat, at least with Holly, you definitely won't go hungry. Just as an FYI, there's no possible way. And you'll definitely have all the fun sweets and things that you want as well. And so there's also a portion where we have a photo shoot at the retreat, which thank goodness I've had a few brand shoots at this point, because having a camera taking pictures of me is absolutely super nerve-wracking to me. So I'm going to give a shout out to my usual brand photographer, Shay Hardy with Shay Creates, because she has made having my photo taken feel so much less nerve-wracking than anything else. But I also want to give a shout out to Ariel with Ariel View, who is the one that actually did this brand shoot for everyone at the retreat. She's located in Columbus, Ohio as well. And so she made this a really, really fun experience for everyone. Like, whether we were giggling, being ourselves, and it was just so much fun. And we get brand photos here, right? So plus all the B-roll that we filmed during that photo shoot as well. And then also we had two other content creators. We had Madeline, right, with Mad Savvy Creative, and we had Whitney, who also came to do some more behind the scenes things as well. And so, like, we're just saying everything is documented at these retreats, man. And we get to have all of this content that we get to use in our own businesses later on. And so I never thought that I would not mind just having a camera or a phone in my face at all times recording me. I remember back to the retreat I attended in February of 2024. And I kept looking at the camera, and the whole point of B-roll is that for it to be natural, really. And so my B-roll from then was always quite hilarious, but we get to have fun about it. And Madeline this time saw that I was much more comfortable with it. And so that's just like a testament to my growth and being more confident and comfortable with me as myself, which has been my whole goal for 2024, is to get really comfortable with my own skin and show and run my business what makes sense to me, feels really good to me, and moving on from there. And so having a camera in front of my face or a video camera in front of my face, right, a phone, does not bother me anymore. And that's a byproduct of it that allows us to be really present during these retreats, but it also obviously has me a much more comfortable in my own skin while being filmed. Like, it doesn't bother me one bit anymore, which is humongous. And so some of the reels that are already shared had me twirling my hair. If you're on YouTube, you can see me doing it right now. I just wanted to show you twirling my hair. I do this all the time. Okay, I laugh. I'm just being me. And that has been, like I said earlier, it has been my vision for the year. And so I show up as myself, all the quirks and all, and the right people are going to come. And so if you're listening to this, I hope you love some of the transparency and some of the quirky things that I do. And I hope to be able to connect with you if we haven't connected yet. And if we haven't chatted in a while, yet we've been connected before, would love to hear from you again. All right. And so, I mean, I work with people that used to either work in corporate or are 6+ figure entrepreneurs now. And I'm the one showing up in jeans, comfy clothes, no makeup, just showing up, killing it at my job to solve the operational challenges that they're facing. And it's so much easier just to show up as myself, quite literally. I am much more comfortable in my own skin in that case, which means I can serve my clients so much better. And instead of trying to show up how I think I need to show up, I'm not showing up as if I came from corporate. I don't pretend I came from corporate, although half of my clients have a past corporate background. And so, and I love them. They're so amazing. And so I just, here's like this little segue into how this retreat has impacted my business. Okay. So like I said earlier, I got to connect with everyone that attended, and now they can be referral sources for me, which is awesome, which I'm also referral sources for them. I'm actually going to be linking all of their Instagram handles or how you can get in touch with them and what they do in the show notes. I'm not going to talk about every single person because this would be an incredibly long podcast episode, and that's just not how I jive personally, but I do want you to know who these powerful, amazing women that are going to make a huge impact in this world, and they already are. And you can connect with them below. Okay. So I also, another additional impact this has had on my business is I've also have a well thought out plan as to what team members to bring on, how to go about pricing my packages and having so much B-roll. My team can now create even more content for me, so I don't have to. That's delegation at work here. That is now my 2025 vision is going to be delegate like a boss. Okay. I'm delegating everything. And I am only going to be doing the things that absolutely light me up because that's where my clients need me. They don't need me doing some of these nitty gritty things that actually drain my creative energy and problem solving energy that I have. I need to be in my lane so that I can show up for my clients, not feel at capacity and overworked and exhausted and burnt out, right? We don't want that. And so we might get there at times, but it's what we do after we get there that actually matters, or before we get there. I love to be preventative maintenance here, right? But so I walked away with a ton of action items around scaling my business, which was my goal when I went in. And I normally show up to retreats with no expectations. I don't know what to expect. I just had this is where I'm at, Q4 of 2024. Like this, I need to scale this agency. I need to bring on more team, and I need to walk into 2025 feeling like a freaking boss as far as my decisions and my confidence. And even if you listen to the first episode of this podcast back when it was Neurodivergent Bites, you will see the confidence boost here as you are listening. You can hear it in my voice. You can hear it. You can see it, although the first episode didn't have an actual video. But if you went and found one that was earlier that had a video, you can even see that I'm more confident on camera and it doesn't bother me. And I owe that a lot to these different experiences that I've had, especially in 2024. All right. And so I'm really freaking excited about the rest of 2024 and growing my agency as we move into 2025. And so I'm actively working for all these action items for the remainder of 2024. And these freaking excite me. Okay. They also terrify me. So I think that's a good mix, right? Things that terrify you also usually mean that they're really good steps. And so they also excite me because I get to serve so many more of you, because currently I have a wait list for certain offers because, well, there's only one of me. And so I need to make sure I am growing the team in a way that feels really good for myself, but then also for my future clients and my current clients. And so I also want to say in here, I wouldn't be able to have what I have right now, one, without Holly here and many other mentors in my past as well, but also the support of the community. Okay. And I absolutely love the support that I received from Holly's community this year has been super, super helpful. And she's curated. I almost feel like they were all handpicked, but she's curated some of the most amazing women in all of her program. I've interacted with people in the Crush to Rush Club. I interact with people in Anti-Social School, and I interact, of course, with people in the Collective Co-op as I'm a member of the co-op, which is how I got to go to this retreat. And which is actually the Collective Co-op, which is way more than just a mastermind group. There's so much support in there. And Holly cares so much about your success as the CEO of your own business. And one of the things that I absolutely love that I wasn't expecting when I signed up for this group was that she checks in on you regularly. If you don't show up to office hours calls, which are every single week, she's going to be hey, knocking on your door, how you doing? How's it going? Not literally a knocking on your door. I wouldn't put that past her, but checking in with you on Slack, Facebook, wherever, Instagram, wherever makes sense. And so besides her actually being a part of the Collective Co-op, She also brings in some amazing strategists that are there, that they're an expert in what they do to support you. And just like she does during all these retreats. Like, I mean, she brought in so many fun people to these retreats, and I didn't even have the opportunity to all of them, but there was some fun, amazing experiences. And so, just in case you're like, okay, you've talked about this amazing retreat, you've talked about these amazing people that attended, and you've talked about what you got from it. And then I also highlighted a little bit more about the collective co-op, but like, I want to tell you about the person that actually leads all of these things, all of the good that has helped me this 2024 so very much, and moving into 2025. And so I want to tell you a little bit about Holly. Okay. And she has a bunch of degrees, I don't know what they all are, but I know one of them's a business degree of some sort. And she has a 22-year corporate strategy career. And by the way, the only reason I don't know what the degrees are is because they don't matter to me. You can have a degree, you don't have to have a degree, and I'm going to look at you the exact same way. But I know a lot of people like to see that, especially in business. And so she does have degrees in a 22-year corporate career, strategy career working for Fortune 500 companies. Why do I know this so well? Because she says it so much that I'm like, I love this, right? But that's not, like I said, that's not why I love her as a mentor, right? It's because she sits down with you at the kitchen table and she asks you the hard questions and she gives you the roadmap for that next quarter and lays it out for you in real time. Yes, we get quarterly strategy sessions one-on-one with Holly. And because I'm local, I literally get to go to her house and I get to sit at her kitchen table or sit in her living room or sit in the office, wherever we decide feels good, and literally map these things out and create this plan that I can then walk away and actually execute it with my team or whatever that looks like, right? And then she checks in on you to see how things are actually going. Some people say they're going to check in on you, and I really need someone that's going to check in on me. And so this year, because she actually really does, that has been super huge for me. And I'm going to also be honest with you that I have a love-hate relationship with it as well, because I'm always the one checking in on everyone else. I'm always the one making sure everything works really well. I'm the operations manager. And so I'm the glue that holds a lot of things together. And so when someone else takes the time to check in on me, oh, you're special. I was, apparently that hits hard. I'm getting a little emotional here. But anyway, so that's huge for me. And I have a love-hate relationship with it. And so, yes, Holly's the leader of this group, this collective co-op, but she also brings in the most amazing teachers, entrepreneurs, making the community absolutely amazing, but then also like the literal members, right? The actual other people that are collective co-op members, they're absolutely amazing as well, any of her programs. And so now you're like, okay, you got a little teary-eyed talking about your mentor, all these other things now, and I owe this a lot to, right? I said her, the experts she brings in, the members of the co-op. And so I want to also not do you the disservice of not telling you about the collective co-op either, because like I said, this has made a huge impact on my year. I have absolutely propelled everything forward. And these retreats, something I do in 3 days, yes, we do it all year. But these retreats are super fun. And I don't know, and I love to have that support after I'm done with the retreat too, through the whole year. So I'm like a fan for life, it looks like. So we'll see. But inside the collective co-op, there's peer support, there's accountability. I already shared with you like the custom strategy sessions that you get every quarter. Mind-blowing. Awesome. And you also get a library of resources that are like of knowledge, right? There's a ton in there to support you on pretty much anything. Seriously. So basically everything I've learned this year for my business has been found inside of the collective co-op, except for a handful of things, but quite literally. I've hired a few people outside of the co-op, the actual program, and to do other things for me. And obviously I have my team and I have my own experiences with my clients, but for the most part, I've had everything that I need inside of this program. And so that has been amazing for this year, like absolutely amazing. And so I do have to say, if I had to choose two things, and that's mostly because there's no way I could possibly just choose one anyway, my absolute favorite things about the collective co-op is custom strategy sessions. Okay. The custom strategy support in multiple different ways, but the sessions themselves, plus the women, the community that is there to support you in your wins, but also in your challenges. And we don't stay in our challenges very long though. Like we get to work finding solutions and taking action. And I also want to highlight one more thing here is it's full on collaboration over competition. There are many people that are in the collective co-op right now with me. We one of them started at the same time I did. We're both in operations, and you know what? We have slightly different client field, like an ideal client, and we use a little bit different systems and things like that. But you know what? We are like there rooting each other on. We will refer people if we feel like they'd be a better fit for the other person. We will, help each other with the system support. Like we are like, let's do this thing. Let's raise each other up together. And it's super, super powerful. We also had another systems person join about halfway through our cohort. And she has so much more business knowledge than I do, but she's also in operations. And I just love to get to talk with her and just, she's like the real tough love person. And she was actually at the tree. Her name is Asia. And she gave me a nice kick in the butt and I really needed it. And so there is someone in the co-op at all times that is just like the person that you can talk to and is going to give you what you need when you need it. I just share that because that's the power of community and the group. And once you find a group like this, you don't really leave very quickly by any means. And so I'm excited to continue on in the co-op into 2025. And so I'm gonna preface this with one more thing, because I'm over here raving about this person, this business strategist, this retreat, this program, and I don't recommend anything unless I've experienced it firsthand and would recommend it wholeheartedly. I would not be spending this time, right? I don't get anything for doing this. I just want to share this with you, right? And I would absolutely recommend the collective co-op to any woman. Here's the thing, that is really ready to be challenged in their business, because my goodness, 2024 has challenged me like no other year in my entire life, I feel like. And I've had 2 kids in a marriage and, all these other things, right? I mean, there's been some crazy things, right? But I also have these tools, this direction and support to make that business grow and scale, which is my whole goal, right? If you're listening to this, you want to be able to scale your business, right? That's why you're here. That's why you're a business owner. You want more time freedom, or you, as Holly always says, it's the bus stop dream. She wanted to get her kids off the bus. Like it's something like that. Personally, I want to travel. I want my husband home so we can travel and be able to spend more time with my kids and things like that. Like that's why I do this. And so the fact that this year has been that year for me to be able to really start moving forward into different things, although it's been the hardest year, I see 2025 being probably just as hard, but in a completely different way. I'm going to have the support there to be able to continue moving through these at a quick pace. All right. Really acknowledging them, but moving past them. And so if you're really intrigued like I was last year, because I joined the collective co-op in January of 2024, that's when it started. I joined, in December, but if you're just as intrigued as I am now, you can head down to the show notes, okay? And you can get more information about the collective co-op and Holly herself if you'd like. You can go check out her podcast too, which is called Crush the Rush. And of course, I am an open book. I do not gatekeep anything unless it's going to overwhelm someone, and then we're just going to simplify it. But I'm open to answering any questions that you have. Yes, I'm like the no fluff person. I'm like, we're just going to say it how it is. And so I think you know that by now. If you have been listening to this podcast, I'm just like, this is what you do. Okay. And these are the questions you're going to ask yourself, right? I like the numbers. I like the facts. I like the stories. I like being real, right? And so does Holly, as a side note, and just saying that. And so you can just shoot me a DM on Instagram. We can chat. Everyone that you can find here in the show notes, because I am listing all the speakers. I am listing all the members that were there, because all of these human beings, these women, are absolutely amazing at what they do. And I want to share them with you. Plain and simple. I'm not holding them to, I'm not going to try to hold them to myself, man. You need them. Okay. You need to go find them. You need to talk to them because they're freaking amazing. Okay. And so just reflecting on this retreat. Okay. I'm like filled with super, like a ton of excitement, right? You can tell that in my voice. You can tell that if you're on YouTube watching this for what's to come. I am super freaking excited about this. And I'm super excited about my experience that I've had this year in my business. And so the insights, the connections, all the strategies I've gained have been given have actually given me a renewed sense of purpose and direction in my business, because my business got flipped on its head last September. So just over a year ago from when I'm recording this. And then it's been nonstop uphill roller coaster all year, burnout, trying to figure out the things, but there's a reason for that. So if you ever want to know the story behind, why it actually happened the way it did, I'm happy to share that. But I feel very alive. I am still alive here at the end of this. Business is never easy. That's why we need a community that can support us. That's why we need the support that we need in our business period to do some of those hard things. And so I strongly encourage you to just find someone that lights you on fire, like this person does for me, this program does for me and all of the members. So consider, attending a similar retreat. I mean, I don't know, you can attend Holly's retreats if you want, join the collective co-op, right? Or just join a mastermind group. I really like the collective co-op because it's far more than just a mastermind group, because there's experts that come in, there's so much more collaboration, there's a bunch of strategy. And so these experiences, when you attend retreats or these groups like this, they provide seriously invaluable support, accountability, and fresh perspectives. Everyone kept saying this thing, you're on the inside of a jar, right? And so you need people that can see the outside of the jar and tell you what's there. I have heard this actually 3 times in the last 2 weeks. And so this isn't even in my script. There's so many things that are in my script when I speak, but I get the main things. And so you're inside the jar, and fresh perspectives are people that truly want to see you shine and grow, and they can see the outside of the jar and tell you what you're not seeing, right? We have to be receptive and open to that. And so feeling safe and open is going to be huge. And so I definitely found my people. And so if you want to come and join my people and see if they're also your people, absolutely do that. And so obviously I recommend joining the collective co-op, as what I've received this year alone has allowed me to grow so fast. And just because we all like numbers and we all like money, more than double my revenue in 9 months. Okay. We are more than double my revenue from 2023 in just 9 months. And so we're going to walk out of 2024 with who knows, but it's going to be amazing, right? Because I'm currently on a wait list. So we're maintaining clients at this moment, but 2025, we are moving forward. And so if you want to get on the wait list, you can absolutely shoot me a message. We can do that for just felt work with me form. And go ahead, like I said, look below, right? Below in the show notes is going to be all the information about Holly, the collective co-op, and every single amazing guest speaker and member that actually attended that retreat. You need to go check them out. Okay. And so we're almost done here. And just remember though, that, and this is something I had to really learn, is investing in yourself is the best investment you can make. Okay. So if you're ready to bet on you, okay, you aren't going to let yourself down. It's a no-brainer then, because then you're setting yourself up for success. So if you are ready to be challenged and you are ready to bet on yourself, meaning you are ready to do the work and you're ready to show up for yourself and you're ready to become this confident woman that you want to be, right? To scale your business and do what you love, and whatever that one thing is, right? Mine's traveling and bringing my husband home to be able to work with me, and Holly's is that bus stop dream, right? Those things can come true, but you got to bet on you. Okay. And so I want to ask you at this point, what are you waiting for? Right? I could tell you a ton of things that have stopped me from investing in myself, but let me tell you, it was because of me and my limiting beliefs and what I didn't think was possible. But sometimes you need someone that believes in you more than you. So if you want to share, I will let you borrow my belief in you. I know so many people say this, but it's so true. I see it in my clients, and I see it in other fellow co-op members, and I see it in my personal life. I'm like, I believe in you. I believe you can do this. So if you need to borrow that belief that I have in you, go ahead and borrow it, because there's plenty to go around. I'm always here to uplift and empower other CEOs, other people that are doing this hard thing. I mean, it takes a lot of patience and time and guts, confidence to really put yourself out there. And so I just encourage you, whether or not you click on absolutely anything inside these show notes or you join anything, I encourage you to really start exploring opportunities that you see and come into your life that are going to be able to elevate your business, but also your personal growth, right? Get you closer to your business goals, but also your personal goals. And so, I mean, I have short podcast episodes, but I have to say that this is probably one of the longest ones I've had, because I wrote a script and then I went off script. And so I want to continue this conversation, and I want to continue it maybe offline. Okay, meaning offline, meaning not on the podcast. I want to actually interact with you. I want you to share your thoughts. I want you to share your questions. I want you to share your experience, like in the comments below, the comment section, or you can head on over to Instagram, and I want to chat with you, because like more people get to have fun in business, and I want to uplift other women, especially as this is hard, man. Especially if you're a mom, a wife, like you have your household. I homeschool as well, so like I've got plenty of hard in my life as far as it comes to actual tasks and things. And of course, I also chose operations management. So I'm also the glue that keeps a lot of different things together. And so I would love to just have a conversation with you. You could, like I said, you can reach out in the DMs on Instagram. I'm at the Productivity Impact. You can also find that below. So I would, like I said, love to continue the conversation. Head below, check out all those women and the guests and Holly and the co-op and all the things, right? Because I want to see you having the same feelings right now in 2025 for yourself and your business, especially if you're someone listening to this podcast and it's like, man, it's been a really hard year. Man, things have been rough. I mean, when's my time? I remember this is year 5 of my business, and I remember thinking that, when is it my turn? When do I get to have that fun time? When do I get to feel like I've hit that next milestone? When do I get to do insert whatever you were thinking? And I believe 2024 has gotten me that next level. And so we're going to start into 2025 at that next level as well. So, all right. I could go on and on and on, but this is the longest episode I have ever recorded, even after my podcast manager, after she edits it. So it's all good. But like I said, I want to continue the conversation. I want you to have the same fun that I've had in 2024 in your business in 2025. So I'm an open book. Hit me up. Let's talk. And I will see you next week. Bye for now.